Hey everybody, what's up? It's Megan and welcome back. And in today's video, this is going to be the start of my Black owned series since it is February. Of course, that is Black History Month. So of course, I wanted to showcase one of my favorite fragrances from a Black owned perfumer, and I've featured him on the channel before, and I still have another one I have been meaning to review for you guys, but there's just so many fragrances that come up. But this one is going to cut this one a little bit because girl, I'm almost out of it. Not almost out, but we halfway through it, and it's going to be Chris Collins African Rooibos. It's a clear bottle, you guys. It's going to be hard to see, but hopefully that makes it a little bit more visible. And if you're interested in my take on this fragrance and what I think of it, my review, then of course keep it right here. All right, let's get started. So of course my first Chris Collins fragrance was Long Kiss Goodnight. I want to say I reviewed it last year. If not, I reviewed it back in 2023. Actually, maybe I did review it in 2023, but don't quote me on that. I want to say it's in 2023. It could have been early 2024, but either way, if you go down my list of videos on the channel, I do have a Chris Collins video, which is another one of his fragrances. That's the first one that I got. That's further on down in my channel. So if you're interested in that, of course, go take a look too. But we're going to be reviewing African Rooibos today, and this one smells really, really good, you guys. This one caught me by surprise. I believe he's the first Black perfumer who's ever been sold in like a big retailer like a Sephora. So very big kudos to him for achieving that. It's well deserved because his fragrances, the three that I've smelled so far, are all chef's kiss. I love them. But this one here today that we're going to review, African Rooibos, this one is a really good one, you guys. And like I said at the top of the video, I am almost halfway done with this. I've gone through this so fast. Like, I only got this fragrance during the November Sephora sale. So that's been what, not 2-3 months. It's been like 3 or 4 months. So I mean, that's not like, oh my God, it was just yesterday. But I mean, I typically go through my fragrances, even travel size, really, really slow. But I went a little ham on this one. And I know I always say that, but when I get my fragrances, I really like to live with them and like spray and just indulge in it. But this one is just one that's so unique because of the tea. And we'll get into the notes in a second. But the tea note in here is just really, really nice to where it gives a nice depth. So it's unlike really any of my tea scents that I have. I do have Gris Chanel, the Extrait, and the regular. And I have obviously Thé Matcha 26. Yeah, Thé Matcha 26, a little sample. And I have the Alexandria fragrance dupe of it. Really love those, but this one is just so refined and it's so smooth, and it's not going to be a fragrance that you're going to be nervous about with that tea note, because tea isn't really a hugely popular note in fragrances. But to me, I'm really growing to love it because all the ones that have tea that I've tried, I've really enjoyed. Let's go ahead and get into the notes now that we've mentioned the tea note in here. So the top notes, I'm on his website so that I could see all of the notes that are in here, because Sephora does not publish everything regarding the notes most times. But the top notes are bergamot, cardamom, black pepper. The heart notes are Rooibos tea accord, orris butter, which I've never heard of before. I've heard of orris, but not orris a butter girl. And the base notes are cedarwood, tonka bean, and immortelle flower absolute. Never heard of that, but it sounds very interesting. Go ahead and get a tester strip so we can see what it's like on paper. Okay, so we'll spray it on paper just to kind of get a feel. And it's a really soft mist, which I like. You know, I kind of obsess over how the bottle sprays sometimes. I love a good little mist and not a heavy spray. This one is just so smooth and it's very understated. It's not too overpowering, because like I said, I know a lot of people probably would not think of tea as being something they would want in a fragrance, but if you were to smell this, I don't even think you would fully realize it because it's just so, like I said, it's smooth. I do get a lot of the bergamot on the first like initial spray, and you're gonna smell a good amount of that cardamom as well. Actually, funny enough, like I did get a compliment from one of my co-workers. Came home on a lunch break and, oh dang, I only have 4 minutes. I came home on a lunch break and I refreshed my little spritz. I went, and when I got back, I was like, you know, I'm just walking in and one of my coworkers was like, oh, you smell good. You smell like cinnamon. So I'm pretty sure she was probably smelling the cardamom. So yeah, has that level of spiciness, not like heat spicy, but it has like that spicy, like cinnamon-like kind of vibe to it. But it's really cardamom, and I really think that's what gives it like that smooth like tone to it. I wouldn't think that cardamom would really be something that would mix well with tea, but it really goes like with this a lot. And you do get a good amount of that black pepper as well. So all 3 top notes, I actually smell it in this fragrance, which is not typical. But of course, as it starts to dry down, you do start to get a lot of that Rooibos tea as well. And it's really, really good. Like, this is understated. And just for, in case anybody doesn't know, Rooibos is a tea that is, it's an African tea, and it's decaffeinated. So it's caffeine free. So if you don't like caffeine in your tea, girl, you might want to try a Rooibos tea. I think it's a black tea, if I'm not mistaken. Not 100% sure, but it seems to be like a under the radar type of a tea that people tend to like. So it might be something you want to try if you're a tea drinker. But yes, it smells really, really good. I love this one. This one is one that you could probably go heavy-handed with, and it's still not going to be like too loud or shouty, if that makes sense. This one is one to where like it's just going to settle in nicely once you spray it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and spray it on the skin. It does smell a tad bit different in the cap. Now that I've smelled it on paper versus the cap just being off, it smells a little bit different. I feel like I get a lot of the tea for some reason, but let's spray it on the skin. Oh, it's just so soft. And also on my skin as well, I do feel like I get a lot of the tea first for some reason, and that's a heart note. But again, that cardamom slowly starts to come out, and also the bergamot as well. You get a good amount of crispness and freshness from that bergamot. Obviously, it's like a citrusy type of a note. It smells really, really good on the skin. I'll go ahead and let that dry down. But yes, I don't see too many variances. Like I said, the only thing is I think I get a lot more of the tea as I do with the cap off when I spray it on my skin. But as I'm drying down, oh, by the way, if you see a little crustable right here, that's from a little sore head on the side, girl. After picking at it, you know how it is. So y'all know I have mouth, you know, I always have like a little something going on with my lips side. Y'all know me. But this one is actually a little, you know, I was picking at it, so just ignore. But anyway, while that dries down on the skin, just want to go through my disclaimer. Of course, what I may like or really love in this case, you may think it's just okay, or you might absolutely hate it. So that's why I always like to encourage you guys to get a sample of any fragrance that I may talk about here on the channel, just so that you could know and have a better peace of mind in trying out or purchasing a bigger size of a fragrance, and you know, you don't have to feel the worries or the stress of blind buying, because I know I'm open-minded when it comes to fragrances, but I know sometimes some people are a lot more particular. So always just get a little sample, you know, go to, well, I don't think Sephora sells this in store. I think it's always online only for the past couple years that he's been on Sephora. I think this was like almost $40, so that might be pricey to some people. So always just try it out beforehand and see if it's something that you may like, because this one I don't think it's a safe blind buy in my opinion, although I do think it smells very good. I don't think it's safe because I don't know if tea in a fragrance is going to be for everybody, but I think that cardamom kind of makes it to where like it would be more palatable. But that's my disclaimer there. You know, do as you will. You know, you're the best judge at what's going to work for you. And yeah, I just like to put that out there. Now that it dried down a little bit more, there's a little bit of the perfume oils, not a lot, but you do get a little bit of sheen. So always be mindful of that for those who care. But I really don't feel like I smell much of a difference, which is I think a really unique thing about this fragrance. It doesn't change up that much from the initial spray. Yeah, I feel like I still smell the bergamot, cardamom, and the tea. Like I don't feel like I'm getting a whole bunch of the cedar wood or the tonka bean, but that could just be me and what my nose is picking up. But yeah, it's really, really like understated. It's not like light, but it's not, like I said, it's not in your face. So it's not going to be too cloying. And the sillage is pretty good on this one. Like I think it's subtle, but you know, it'll get you noticed if you pass near someone. But yes, this one is really, really a good fragrance. I think this would be really unique to add to your collection if you'd be interested in it somehow. But this is definitely one that I'm going to be getting the big bottle of. And of course, I'm personally going to give it a 10 out of 10 because the lasting power on this, although it is understating, this is another one of the fragrances where you spray it and it's going to be on your clothes until you wash it. I should have said that earlier in the video, but the lasting power is amazing on this, especially on clothes. What? Like I spray this all the time. I usually like to just keep it to 2 now. That's why because at the beginning I was spraying like 3, 4, and 5. I was going everywhere, girl. But now I only keep it to 2, and I usually will just spray it like on my arms or something, but it will stay on your clothes. And that's when I know a fragrance is really concentrated, is when you can smell it on your clothes like days after, whenever you go to do laundry. So if you're looking for a good lasting power fragrance and it's something unique and with, you know, a tea note in there and with a couple spicy notes, I think you're really gonna like this one. It's a very unique blend. And of course you'd be supporting a Black-owned perfumer, which I think is a really, really cool thing. And I'm gonna forever buy his fragrances. He has many more that I didn't even realize because Sephora don't sell them all, girl. But I'm definitely gonna be supporting his brand because he's 3 out of 3 in my book. So yeah, like I said, 10 out of 10 on this one. I suggest you check this one out. Get a sample because I really think that if you're not averse to a unique fragrance, you're really gonna like this one. I really do think so. And I do think that this is unisex. I feel like it's really hard. I kind of feel like it's right in the middle. I feel like the tea kind of gives it a little bit of masculine to me, but like the cardamom and the bergamot kind of gives a more feminine edge to it. So just in my opinion, I think it's a 50-50. Like it's right down the middle. I don't think it leans either way. Just me personally. You might disagree and think it's either side. But I kind of feel like, I guess I need to take that back because I do feel like I don't think this is super feminine. So I guess I would say it would lean a little bit more masculine to me. I don't think that this is like girly or anything like that or anything floral. So if you're a floral girl or you like super feminine fragrances, this won't be for you. It does lean, I do have to take that back, it does lean more masculine. Sometimes you gotta talk yourself through it and you'll get there. But yeah, you guys, that's pretty much it. That's the review. I think that it's a really, really good thing that Sephora is continuing to carry Chris Collins on their website. I at least hope that they can start like carrying a few more of his fragrances, like add a few more of his collection to the site. But either way, even if I gotta go somewhere else or directly to his site and get it, the rest of them I will, because I probably might own all of them at some point one day. But don't let that red bottle fool you of the full size. This is still something a woman could wear without smelling too masculine, even though it leans that way. He's all the way at the bottom if you shop through the app, because I never knew. I think I said that in the other video of my reviewing his Long Kiss Goodnight. I never knew he was on there because it's under World of Chris Collins, not just his name, Chris Collins. But yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys what the box comes in. It's just a black box, pretty sleek, with rose gold lettering. So I think that's pretty nice. But yeah, enough rambling for me. If you made it to this point, thank you so much for watching. You know I love you. Thank you so much for the support. I know that I'm in and out sometimes, girl, but I be making it in. But if you made it to this point, definitely like and subscribe, because that definitely lets me know that you like my content and want to see more from me, and you like the fragrances that I review, and it helps me get put out into the algorithm as well, and that always will help me, and that supports me immensely. So yes, just thank you so much for the support. I'm always going to appreciate it, and I'm going to see you guys next time. Bye.